And a good morning to you. Welcome. It's Martin, Jeff, and the Farmchick. I feel a sense of urgency for some reason. I don't know this music. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you high atop the Eagle Building in beautiful downtown Goodland. Our show is being brought to you by the Insurance Agency, Northwest Tech, Eckland's First Insurance, Elliott's Home Furnishings, and Goodland Sonic Drive-In. On my left, it's the Farmchick.
I feel like that's much too. You need a much more serious voice for this music.
Yeah, I was going to say, do I sound like a...
I feel like we need to
special news report.
I need to speak lower.
Yes.
With
urgency.
With authenticity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we kind of changed our music theme here for
because
reasons.
We're changing things up a little bit.
Things are going to be a little different. We are going to be available, our show. Welcome to our internet listeners. We should throw that out, as well as our radio listeners. It's something new that is available. If you're listening to the radio version, go to the Martin, Jeff, and the Farmchick Facebook page here, hopefully later today, and you will find a link to listen to the show again.
Right.
On the internet.
So if we say something we don't like the first time,
right,
we can say it again.
We can say it again, and
we can
get in trouble.
Yeah, twice.
So on my left, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Farmchick. We don't know where Jeff is today, but filling in for Jeff is the Cow Guy. Good mooing to you, Cow Guy.
Hey, can you hear me, Marty?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, I'm in Philadelphia today.
Are you really? Okay.
Yep.
He is? Are you serious?
Now, what's going on in Philadelphia?
I'm out here with Bernie's boys.
You are?
Yes, we're protesting today.
Yeah.
Ah.
You feeling the burn, are you?
Yeah. Well, I'm really not. But if I was there, I would be with Bernie's boys. You know that?
Really? Why would you be with Bernie's boys? He's so far to the left.
Yeah. I highly doubt he would be.
Because he doesn't.
He would be feeling the burn.
I have been listening to Hillary the last couple of days.
You have?
And I've decided she may not make such a bad president.
Oh, whoa.
Wow.
Whoa.
Because
she'd
be great.
Is this thing on?
She would be great for national defense. You put her in the same room as ISIS or Putin. She'd talk for a half hour, and they'd go to sleep or die of a heart attack listening to her. Her monotone voice would just drive them crazy. They'd go over the wall. That's what I think.
Well, Putin and Trump are good buddies. They
are not.
That's what the scuttlebutt is. That they become.
Can we just do like I'm doing in real life and ignore that it's even happening?
Yeah.
It's wild, isn't it?
I wasn't going to bring all this up.
Can we just ignore that those are our choices and just move on and just wake me up and...
I think that I agree with the majority of the people. I took a poll, and the majority wish we had a different choice or were upset with the two choices we have. I think I agree with that.
I predict there will be very record low voter turnout.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't think people... I think there's a lot... I watched something after I didn't watch the convention by any means, and I will not watch probably much of this convention. But I did see some interviews with... You know how they get a bunch of people in a room, and some of them are undecided, and some of them are decided on different places. And the majority of the room was, I'm not voting as of today.
Really?
I'm not even going to go to the polls.
See, Trump supposedly has rallied a whole bunch of new people that I suspect have never voted before.
Women and minorities, I'm assuming.
No.
Really?
No,
really? Not the women and the minorities?
Do I hear sarcasm in your voice? Wouldn't you agree with that, Cow Guy? More of the...
Well, I think people are part of the establishment, but I think there will be a record turnout of voters.
Really? The year to go on with the... Well...
Yeah, but it's not so much that I'm voting for Trump, I'm voting against Hillary. And I bet there's a lot of people that will vote for Hillary because they're voting against Trump.
And see, I'm doing the exact opposite. Probably, as of today.
You're voting for Trump?
Against Trump.
Oh, you're voting against Trump.
Well, that's what I meant. You'll vote for Hillary because you want to vote against Trump.
Right. And I think you're right. I think it's people taking the lesser of two evils, or whatever that is.
How much is a third? I've heard somebody went on Facebook and said oh my, we've got a third-party candidate, a libertarian candidate. This could really mess things up one way or the other. You got any thoughts on that? Is that gonna didn't a third party, was it Perot or somebody like that many years ago, ran and stole a lot of votes?
Perot let Clinton win the second term.
Right, that's it.
That's what happened. So, but
could happen.
I don't know about this.
Actually, I've heard that the independent guy, he was the governor of, I think, New Mexico or Arizona. Actually, he's not too bad. He's a libertarian.
Oh, right.
Well, I think I better start researching him because.
What do you think of the vice presidential candidates? Wouldn't it be nice if they were running against each other? I mean, it seems like they're more appealing. This Kane that Hillary's picked is very devout Catholic, and he's been on missions and is a little more, obviously more conservative.
Well, we're pretty sure he's not Jewish, or the Democratic Party wouldn't let him in. Email.
Right.
And I think Pence is quite conservative.
Pence is definitely quite conservative,
quite.
but a little more politically correct. And
he just So I have to say this: watching Trump's speech. I mean, I'm not going to say a lot about it because you can probably guess where I fall on that speech. But Pence just looked uncomfortable. He did not look. He just kind of was standing there. It looked like he was just thinking, "Oh, don't say anything. Just please, just keep it. Oh no, It
was kind of like Chris Christie was when he endorsed.
Like a look
Trump,
on his face, like, "Oh my goodness, I hope nothing happens here that ends my career forever." That's how he looked to me.
Yeah. Well,
it's going to be an interesting. What do we got? Got to go clear till November.
We have to go till November.
November. Yeah.
That's a lot.
We should take a bet on how many times Trump will put his foot in his mouth between now and then.
Seriously.
Yeah.
A lot.
It'll be a bunch. And Hillary, how many? I'm serious. I really am. She is the worst public speaker I think I've ever heard. She's
got this. I mean, we know Trump has got this arrogance about him, but Hillary's worse in her presentation. She's just oozes with arrogance or something. I don't know
they're both highly arrogant. They're both. I mean, I can't think of another word for it. You're right. They're both egomaniacs, and it's going to be exhausting. And we're all, by the time November rolls around, we're all going to be.
I saw this TV commercial a while back of this couple riding in a pickup, and they're towing their house behind them. There's no spoken words, but the caption on the screen went, "If you decide you're going to move to Canada in November, take us along." It was for a music service like Pandora or something like that. And that's all it said. The car was leaving America going in November to Canada.
Yeah, well, nobody's moving, nobody's leaving.
No.
Everybody said that 8 years ago. I'm moving, I'm leaving. There's not going to be a country left in 4 years. Not going to be a country left in 8. Yeah, we'll all still be here.
Right.
We'll be just fine. It just will be a little more. Who knows?
I asked you, Cal Guy, the other day.
I'm not a doom and gloom person.
I'm not either. And I've heard
we're still the greatest country in the world. Period. So
I asked that question that's asked every election: are you better off than you were 4 years ago? Mm-hmm. And I can say that I am. I'm not necessarily going to pin it on the president or Congress or anything like that, but it's not the end of the world.
I hope so.
And you agreed to that, Cal Guy, right?
Yeah, no matter how bad Brownback screwed up Kansas, no matter how bad Obama screwed things up the United States, we're doing pretty good.
Right.
Good.
The zombies haven't. There hasn't been a zombie apocalypse now.
No.
That could happen under Trump.
Yes. One of the things that I think made this election cycle worse, and it's going to get worse, is the social media stuff.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, man.
If you read the stuff on Facebook, and people have this thing, if they read it, it must be true.
You're right.
Outlandish stuff.
And let's just share it. Let's just share it without checking to see if it's true or not. We'll just share it, and because it's on my side. I know that drives me crazy.
Yeah.
I think that probably Trump's probably, if he's elected president, I think he'd probably do okay. And one of the reasons I think he wouldn't be so bad is, his kids have turned out pretty doggone decent. And if any kid could have been grown up a spoiled brat that never worked. It could have been Trump's kids. I mean, his kids seem pretty good. And if Hillary's elected, she'll probably do okay too. She'll come back to the center. I think Bernie's pushed her to the left pretty hard.
Right. See, I've been saying that all along. I think she will, because her husband he was, pretty much.
I think she's a wise enough politician to know that if the Republicans control the House and the Senate, if she's going to accomplish anything in her term, she's going to have to come back to the center a little bit and try to get a few things done. And I guess the biggest thing that bothers me on my side, is I worry about her appointments to the Supreme Court. I wish they'd balance the Supreme Court out, and if she's elected, she'll probably go a little bit farther to the left than what I prefer.
Well, that appointment needs to go through before anyone's elected in November.
Well, that's the way the law reads. It's supposed
Historically,
to be done.
that's how it should happen, and they're trying to block it. But I will say, Obama should be able to put in his Supreme Court justice. That's how it works.
And if you listen to both sides say they're right on this deal. But I think the way that I heard a pretty astute person talk about, according to the rule, that if he's supposed to at least have a hearing. If the president puts him up, you're supposed to have a hearing.
Right.
But I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not a constitutional scholar either.
Well, anyway.
Okay, so we've given more time than we expected to politics.
Yuck.
Okay, let's move on to something really nice.
The fair.
The fair is
coming. The fair
up.
starts this weekend.
It sure does. Fair Parade
Can
Saturday.
you believe that? I can't believe it.
I can't either.
It's
school supplies and back to school, and I moved my daughter away in 3 short weeks. It's all happening.
I told her, Cal Guy, that to brace herself when they take her and leave her and have to come back home. You remember what that was like?
Yeah, it's horrible.
I'm not braced. I'm not. I'll be in the passenger seat with a fifth something.
No, you just take a big box of Kleenexes with you.
And that. Oh my gosh.
Well, at least when we left the first one's the hardest. There was no social media. Was not. I don't even know if we were texting
yet.
Well, no.
I don't think so.
Almost 20 years ago, and now you can FaceTime with her.
I know.
Driving 10 minutes after you leave.
I know, and text her and do whatever all day long. But it's still the thought of that family. I've told everybody this. This is my thing. That family unit of 5 all 3 of my kids tucked safely into their beds at night, where I know where they are. No more.
Yeah. That definitely changes.
But that's okay, because it's a good thing. She's ready, so hit it. Sayonara. Have fun. Hit the road.
By the third one or the last one,
you can't wait.
Okay. What's the word? We're empty nesters.
Uh-huh.
Empty nesters.
6 years away for me. That's going to go pretty darn fast, too.
Yeah. So, Cal Guy, are you in charge of the Tri-State Royal again this year?
Yes,
Is that right?
Yes, we are.
How are things looking for that?
And it's going to be pretty good. We may be a little down on numbers this year because, the fair's like a week earlier, the way the calendar fell. And so there's going to be a few fairs that haven't gone yet. So there'll be probably a few counties that don't make it to Tri-State Royal. But, last year we had 155 kids here from 40-some counties, or maybe 50 counties. 266 head of total livestock showed up.
And from multiple states, too, right?
Oh, yeah, from the 3 states, Colorado, Nebraska,
right.
Kansas, and just gets to be a big deal. But one of the things that helped the Tri-State Royal was social media.
Yes.
It's a great way to get the word out. And, we got kids coming from clear, from the southeast corner of Kansas, way up into Nebraska and Colorado, a lot of nothing across the mountains yet, but a lot of counties on this side of the mountain, they come, and we're gonna actually make history at the Tri-State Royal this year.
Really? How so?
We are going to have our first female judge.
Real?
The show started in 1961, I believe, and 50-some years, and we're going to have our first female judge. And I'm really honored to have her. I mean, she's a really good, in fact, I talked to her this weekend, and she had to call me back later because she was flying down to Alabama to judge a show. So
wow,
we've got a really good judge coming in, and she's a nice kid. In fact, she she's from Nebraska. She graduated from Kansas State University, was on the judging team there, and now is a lawyer in Kansas City, but still has a vested interest in livestock.
Wow. Wow.
So a really talented young lady coming in, and so I'm tickled to have her here. So if you want to see the first female judge that ever judged Tri-State Royal, get up there and do it.
There you go.
Wow. Well, that'll be interesting to look forward to.
It will be.
I want to issue an invitation to everybody. The annual hot dog feed is this Monday, sponsored by Eagle Communications. Also, Simplot. Simplot's going to give out, I think, French fries.
Oh, hey.
With our hot dogs.
Hey.
So you can't beat that.
Well, you know what? Every year, all I can do is talk about the food.
Yeah.
At fair. It's just my favorite.
Yeah.
My favorite thing.
It's just like a.
I'm so glad it's conveniently the week before reunion when we're all trying to look good and we go out and eat all this fair food.
I wish we could do our little sweepstakes we used to do. It was always kind of fun.
Always meeting people.
Yeah.
Yep. So Saturday at 5:00 is the fair parade, and then it's carnival wristband night that night. So that begins it, right?
The hot dog feed, we're celebrating our 50th anniversary. Eagle is in Goodland for broadband services. So we've been here 56 years, actually. But so it's just a special night, so come by. Let's see, 4-H livestock sale on Friday, Cow Guy, is that right?
Yes, it's Friday the fair. I think usually on Tuesday they have the sheep and goat show, Wednesday's the hog show, Thursday's the beef show. Thursday afternoon is round robin. And the sale is on Friday, about 5:00, something like that. And so it goes right through there. In fact, this year will be the first year that I get to be a grandpa at the fair.
Ooh.
All right.
That's good. That's worth some picture taken.
So are you saying that your granddaughter's going to show some animals? Or an animal?
She has a heifer. She's going to take a heifer.
Wow.
To the fair. So
there you go.
That's neat.
So we're back in there going again, and so I'll enjoy that. But one of the things that I've really enjoyed at the Northwest Kansas District Free Fair is they have that stage, and they've been getting entertainment to be up there about every night of the evening. You know, it's free. You can just sit around in a chair or around there, and we'll get you some United Methodist Church ice cream, a Kiwanis burger, some Catholic ladies pie, and some tamales. Just put it all right in front of you and sit there and listen to the great music.
Just sit there. That sounds like perfect night.
Heavenly.
Right there.
Yeah.
And you get to see a lot of people that you don't
You
see.
do.
And it's great. It's really great.
I want to put a shout out for the the horticultural shows on Tuesday, entry day for open class gardening, vegetables, and flowers.
Yep. It's open class for, crafts and art and photography and all those things. So Eve Cole's got her entries
she's
ready.
A photographer, right?
She's an artist and a crafter, so she's got several things ready to go.
And you should enter your pickled beets, that you did last year.
I just eat them so fast. I just can't save them. They're just delicious.
The Cow Guy, how about you? Crops? Going to bring some crops this year?
I don't know. Between the wind and the hail this year, the corn doesn't look as pretty as it did last year.
Yeah.
I got burned up a little bit. Hey, you were talking about an artist, and I want to bring up something that happened a couple Sundays ago. The Arts Center was the main sponsor, and they had Art on Main Street.
Yes.
I can't remember what the exact name of that was.
The Art Walk.
Yeah, the Art Walk. And I went, my wife and I went, and we thoroughly enjoyed it. They had 10 different artists. And, I mean, they were some fantastic.
Wasn't it great?
It was wonderful. And I hope they'll make that an annual event.
I believe they want to. But, yeah, that was a neat night. And then they just had the play this weekend, which was so good, the musical. They had that. I hope people got a chance. I meant to plug that last week, and I forgot. But
I didn't get the chance to go, but my wife did. Said it was fantastic.
Highly entertaining, very good.
So
The Art Center down there, they do a lot. They have a really neat show right now going on, so you can stop and then they have a little gift shop. I don't know if everybody realizes that, but they do have a little gift shop that helps if you need a wedding gift or something like that. Helps sustain plus membership, so it's a nice part of our community.
Yeah,
but that art walk was really neat.
It was. We had some relation here from Kansas City, and they came down and they were walking around and go, well, we don't have anything like this in Kansas City, and it's neat. We're doing stuff out here that other people don't do.
That's right. I think the goal is to hang some of those. The artists, we're going to have those finished by Reunion Week, or maybe even Fair Week, and put them in some of the storefronts on Main Street and then maybe auction them off. So, did you see the one of John Golden that Miss Riley Paxton's working on?
Yes.
Wow.
And then I forget the guy's name. He was doing a carousel.
Yes, that was Jordan Casal, who has the Clark's Crossing. It was very good, and
that was wonderful.
And of course Connie Hatcher.
Yeah, Connie. Yep, she did a metal arc. It was a metal arc on a sunflower, and it was gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
And I don't know everybody else.
I know.
There,
I feel like we've started naming them. I feel bad, but there were many good ones.
See, Cal, I see that as something that I see you doing in about 10 years. Getting yourself a little canvas.
Yes.
Painting.
Sitting out in the field.
Farm scenes or something.
Yeah. I can't quite picture that yet. But.
I think you need to paint a picture of a stubble field. After all.
Yeah, I think you could do it.
It'd be colorful. It'd be sad.
It could be abstract.
It'd be abstract.
You could just paint it and then tell everybody what it is and say, Can't you see it? I can't believe you can't see it.
Yeah. So then, Marty, did I hear you say that this show's on the internet now?
Yes, that's the plan. We're recording a little ahead of time, but by Wednesday, sometime Wednesday, there should be. We have a Facebook page. Have you friended that yet, Cal Guy?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
I have.
So when the program gets completed, you will go to the Martin Jeff and the Farmchick Facebook page, and we'll put a message on there, a post with the link to what will be a YouTube of this show.
There you go.
So hopefully somebody, our New York correspondent.
Are you filming it? Is it filmed or is it just audio?
It's just audio only. You'll see a nice little picture of Martin Jeff and the Farmchick.
Well, that'd be good.
And the current dates show on there. But it's just audio.
So I can bring in like an actor's picture and put it up there, and they
please let's do that. Let's do that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And then we'll be able to see the numbers. I hope YouTube has a high enough number for the number of views.
Number of views.
Yeah.
40,300
Hope we don't blow
views.
the site with our audience.
A worldwide trending topic or whatever they call it.
Why not?
So that's in addition to on the radio.
I got to do another shout out, Marty.
Okay.
Wallace County Fair is going on this week. This week.
Oh, that's right.
In Springs, Kansas. So get down there. They have a wonderful home carnival too. They really get into that fair down there. It's neat. It's really neat. They've got this cool train that goes clear around their fairground.
Oh, that's right.
It's really fun to ride.
That's been there a long time. I remember taking our kids down there for that. Yeah. And also the Kit Carson County Fair is going on this week, and they have a concert each year after the I think it's after the rodeo on Saturday. So always a big deal over in Burlington.
It's fair time.
Next week, Goodland and St. Francis, I think, is next week, too.
Well, hey, I'm going to let you guys finish this show up. I can hear Bernie behind my shoulder here.
Okay.
Get back in line again and
all right.
Rally the troops. And
you be good there.
You have a great week and enjoy the fairs. Enjoy all the fairs.
We'll see you out there somewhere.
We'll see you around.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Cal Guy. Ron Schilling is the Cal Guy on our show. We just got a couple of minutes left here to kind of wrap things up. Thought I heard somebody come in.
I thought I did too.
Must not be Jeff.
Mm-mm.
Well, reunion, we didn't talk too much about that, coming up week after next.
Right.
You got your class party all scheduled and everything?
I think we're getting there. I think we're we're going to try to focus around Stony Cold's playing Friday night on Main Street. I believe Annie Up will be in town playing at the Elks. There'll be plenty to do, so we're going to try to...
Us older folks will be at the Elks for 63 through 75.
We're working on class. I know I've been looking at the website. The class parties are starting to rack up a little bit, and I think the registrations, people are starting to get those sent in so that they can plan accordingly. Yeah, it's going to be a busy several weeks, and then we'll be back in school.
Wow. Last week I mentioned that we are having the first ever KLOE former
reunion.
Employees reunion.
Right.
And we got a call immediately from a former employee who had heard the show.
Really?
And was really excited about that. We've got some great people coming back going back to the 70s and maybe even the 60s. So if any former KLOE radio and TV employees out there, that'll be Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock at Crazy R's.
Both of these events, most events that happen around here, but I know these two events we're talking about, the fair, Northwest Kansas District Free Fair, and the Sherman County Alumni Association, both have very informative websites.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
If you're have any questions with links on them as to schedules and how to sign up for things and entries and registration, so I think everybody pretty much knows that. But I just got on sitting here doing this show on the fair website, and it's really easy to go around. So
they do a really good job on the fair website.
That's a good thing.
So we hope to see you there at the 5 o'clock, I think, when the hot dog feed starts Monday.
Okay.
Co-sponsored by Eagle Communications and Simplot and the Sherman County Fair Board.
Don't worry about dinner.
Come out and...
That's always good news.
Eat a hot dog and then go in and have some pie at the Catholic booth. Now, you probably spend all weekend making pies.
I've started already.
Right? Have you ever made a pie before?
I've never made a pie from scratch.
Really?
No. Why would I make a pie when I live in Sherman County where all the best pie... Why would I make a pie when I'm surrounded by all these pie makers?
Well, I thought maybe you could just join the crowd of really good pie makers.
Oh, I just go eat everybody else's
I forgot
pies.
You're a Dinty Moore person.
I go out to the airport and eat pie. I go to the fair and eat pie. Anyway.
That works for me. All right. Thanks for coming in.
I can heat up a mean pie.
Thanksgiving, you just take it out of a box and heat it up.
Yeah,
right?
Pumpkin pie. Kidding?
All right, it's going to do it for our show. Thanks to the Farmchick and the Cow Guy for sitting in with us this week before the fair.
This week before July.
The week before last
before
week of
July
July.
Is over.
Yep. Our show brought to you by the Eklund's First Insurance, Elliott's Home Furnishings, Northwest Tech, The Insurance Agency, and Goodland's Sonic Drive-In. We'll be back again next week, and we'll talk a little bit about the fair and preview reunion right here on Martin, Jeff, and the Farmchick, coming to you high atop the Eagle Building in beautiful downtown Goodland on KLOE AM radio, Eagle Cable Channel 10, and the World Wide Web.